There are only 5 lines to this. Literally. And there is no introduction. But then there needs to be an introduction. But there doesn't. Let's just do the 5 4 lines. An hour ago they were just right. It doesn't matter that they've been overgrown with life. So here are the 4 lines. Is it 4 or 5? The funny thing is I can't write anymore and put anything on my Ralph Schism because it's full up. I can't even put photos there. But I'm going to write 1 4-line, I don't like all these words, haiku. Because 1 hour ago, part there moved because I'm going to have a reorganize. Just all that matters, just crystallized in a few lines. And the funny thing is, yes, it's about what you are. Bodily, mind. So let's try and get the 4 or 5 lines. The prowling police car woke me at 4:30. It's not going to be 4 or 5 lines. It's going to be 6 or 7. And it should be 4 or 5. The prowling police car woke me at 4:30. First time down this part of the land. But it didn't disturb anything within. That matters. Even 6 months ago it might have, somewhere else. I should pad that out with... No. The prowling police car woke me. 4:30. It didn't disturb me. I don't like being woken up at 4:30, but I was awake. And only one thought dominates. Thank you, Mr. Prowling Police Car. I needed. That first hour, I found a woman who told me that she had entirely accepted, lived perhaps, death. The phrases they use, like leaned into, are no good. No. Lived. Existed. Death. Our end. Our mortality. Just so happens, 6 or 7 years ago, me too. I'd been through that. And found it is the only key there is to fully living. And that's all I was looking for in another. I only realized when I heard that from her. Because yes, it is absolutely the key. It's the key to not being worried about the prowling policeman. Not that I have any reason to be worried. And it's the key to letting go and living as every wow. When you wish to live, you live fully in the moment of life. Only. So I was lucky enough to, through some illness, entirely accepted mortality. I cannot know, because too many people get sucked into so many other words and ideas and ways. Her, maybe. I don't know. I cannot know. I hope that she, as I would say to anybody, can remember that that's what she said she was. Because I do know. I've lived a life. I've even lived a life in the last few months. It's the absolute key to peace. Paradoxically, within two people together. Absolute key to peace. Is paradoxically accepting that other may keel over dead parrot. Just like that. And it must be accepted. And I'm getting a bit waffly wanky there because all the sages and... Anyway, shut up me, because I want to enjoy doing a complete clean out today. Now, before it rains. It's the absolute key to not taking yourself too seriously. And not taking, well, paradoxically, to be peacefully with another, you only take them seriously, but you also know, you be in the mode that we both know. If two became one through mortality, that's the way it must be. Is. It's almost impossible to put into words, which is why 3 or 4 lines is the all one should do. Is that why I turn my camera? Yeah. But that one thing, that one thing, and I know that the great majority do not have that within them. I didn't myself. You only know you have that within you when you have it within you. I couldn't care less about anything else that particular person said is, thinks, battles. But that one thing, that one sentence, I wonder if she knows how truly, truly, completely fundamental to happiness and good energy always it is. Did that come from living that? I think it did. Why does everything have to be confused into other things? This is what these damn silly, too wordy sages for money have done. That's the point. Yeah. The key, you see, that fundamental thing, truly accepting, hey, it's a damn miracle I'm here. And it's not cheesy lines like every day's a gift. I dropped to sleep last night listening to Megan Down talking with, oh, I can't remember his name now, writer, I won't be able to get it on this, slightly famous writer. Oh yes, I can get it. I've almost used, what's his name? Tim Crader. And it almost sums up exactly the problem. Two cutting edge, intelligent writers, but it's not cynicism. It really is about this thing of not. Anyway, so I'm listening to an intelligent 55-year-old woman, Megan Down, with her friend, Tim Crader. And they're both talking of how they find nothing new in anything. And this is the problem. The problem is that this thing called community or society is far too, well, our information, our guidance is through media. And because they are there, like I do, trying to find useful media. But she describes herself how the media became, and that's not the media, the newspapers, that's film, poetry, everything became so kind of just cynical and exhausting and silly, and it's all wrong, that it's ruined her middle-aged experience. And the exact point in how I began this is, if you accept death totally, which she hasn't, clearly, then everything is just interesting. Even the shit. Even listening to Megan and Tim, it's like interesting. Why are they stuck? It's continually interesting. And I'm not some fucking nutjob, manic, moody, up and down person. It's just genuine. I'm even interested in how had a policeman prowled. He came in through there. You can always, it's only happened 2 or 3 times. 3 times in a year and a half. You can hear they have a different kind of, they prowl. Looking for prowlers. A year ago that would have slightly freaked me out. No, it would have freaked me out. I would have been freaked out for the day. I would have been like, oh God. Is that, but no, it's just gone. It's like, that's interesting. How come my mentality, my mindset has evolved and settled into not even being bothered about that? That's great. That's interesting. But Meghan and Tim are sat there, age 55, just so, well, nothing's really interesting. They search all day through media for interesting voices, intelligent voices. I mean, the only interesting thing is that, as they say, although they don't believe in anything, their inability to accept death. I can hear it. Because one person said she had accepted death. I think she meant it. Their inability to accept death means they're exhausted. It's the ability to accept death gives you life. That's why for me, from 2014 for a few years, just being so friggin' well, just left to rot or crawl most of the time, was great. And I didn't give a damn about 2020 because I'd already looked my maker in the eye and made peace with her. Yes, so the only interesting thing is, literally the only thing in life that I murgulate upon is, actually it's interesting, they say that the essay form has come back, or is now a viable paid for mode. I've always been able to just zoom out essays, they just come. But do they make any difference? Is it worth rattling out a few essays a month? Is that worth putting your life force into? I suppose so. Has it made any real difference to my life? I suppose so. Or is even a good essay just company? I don't know. It's probably better to have the company of another human being who is on the same page. And to me, that's the page that matters. Not in some seeking wisdom. No, just somebody. You see, I know if I spent my day with Meghan, it wouldn't be being alive. I know I'd only be fully alive and feel that the other person was alive if they'd fully accepted death. There we go. Clean the van time.